The blades have been sharp, or the knives. I always get that mixed up. The knives. Discbine has knives. It was cold out this morning again. It was 40 when I left the house, which, I'd rather it be 40 than 10 out. But even at 10 degrees, we'll still have to make the best of it, okay? The grain bin has not been put back together yet, or not added to. The Discbine is all ready to go. We did grease it last, what was it? Late summer, before we put the thing away. We ran a grease gun all around it. The blades have been sharp, or the knives. I always get that mixed up. The knives. Discbine has knives. Does not have blades, it has knives. The knives have been sharpened, and the correct cutting height has been set for this thing, so that way it does not dig into the ground. And this is what I was talking about. Well, actually, this is where he wants it, I guess, because the hay is all knocked over, and we got to be able to pick it up. So yes, a disc, or a haybine would do better, but this is all we got. We don't have two machines, we have one. So does anybody else out there in the YouTube world tie their hydraulic hoses up besides us and one other farmer? I mean, I can understand, you know, tying these up or together so if they don't smack around when you're on side hills and they start smacking against the blocks down there. You can pull them blocks out, narrow these things up, and make it smaller, this distance here, so that you can hook smaller 3-point implements up. But the only thing that this tractor sees is the big 3-point ripper in the corner of the building. There's no sense in moving them in, and there's really no sense in taking the pull arms off. That's what these are. These are your pull arms. Okay, you would unpin it right here, beat this roll pin out, or this cotter pin right there. You would beat this pin out and take this apparatus off of your cylinder there, and that would keep that from swinging. This would stay fixed. Your cylinder would stay fixed to the tractor, and this would come off. These things are these are heavy. They're heavy, and they're supposed to be that way because the manufacturer never knew what the farmer was going to put behind his tractor, so they made them heavy. The rakes don't need anything done to them. They have been greased, and we just got to pull the drive shaft so we can go down the road when it's time to go down the road. The hay tedder is all ready to go. I am really surprised That New Holland doesn't offer a SMV sign kit for this. But hey, it's tubing and you're not blocking. You can clearly see that there's an SMV sign on the tractor because you have a straight shot through. I was laying in bed thinking last night, yeah, I know, you're supposed to be sleeping when you're in bed. Well, my brain don't stop. And I was thinking, I kept telling myself over and over and over again, I'm like, if you need to move this thing, don't be lazy and cradle it up under the hitch with the bucket. Instead, wrap a chain from here, loop it up through, and hang it from the bucket on the skid loader if you have to move it. We can't afford to break another jack. Actually, I was very fortunate on this one. I did not break the jack. What had happened was I had it cradled here with the skid loader. It was actually right out there, and what had happened was this thing slid forward and this jack got caught, and the weight of the mower pushed into the bucket, causing that jack to spin, shearing the jack stand pin off inside of here. I could not get this jack off to save my life, and I don't remember if we had to heat it to get it off or what happened, but it was a mess. But lesson learned, you do not be lazy when moving mowers around or things like that. You just don't, because bad things can happen, but you learn from your mistakes in life, and that's why they're called accidents. Now, I've heard various things about a hay tedder and tedding hay, okay? I have heard, I don't know whether this is true or not, that every time you ted hay, you lose a percentage of hay, which I can find that to be true in some cases. You know, we're talking about a swath of hay that is what, 3.5 foot wide and about about that thick or so. It's hard to get it to dry when it's just laying in that swath. You have to get it tedded out to let air dry, let air blow right through it. If you don't get your hay dry, what's the point of making hay? Unless you're doing high moisture, then I can see not tedding it. We've had so much rain the past couple days or so that the spot here is just all eroded. Why is it eroded? Because of the way this is sloped right here. It never used to do this when I was growing up, but yeah, it is what it is. I have no clue what made these big holes here. They're all over the place. Ducks are happy they get to go out. Huh, guys? What'd you think of them geese? Pretty annoying, huh? Yep. We got so many wagons that we might have to use this space to park wagons in this year till they can be unloaded. We've done it before in a pinch, but might have to again. The lime truck can stay where it's at. So my goal for 2024 and for years to come, Lord willing, is to take better care of this loader than I have previously. That means greasing every moving part, every pin, before and after it loads out manure. It hasn't really seen a whole lot of use since we hauled manure, so there's really no reason to grease it. But when it comes time to move round bales, we will be greasing it. Not so much the fact that it'll be doing a whole lot of tipping of the attachment, but it'll be doing a lot of up and down movement with the loader arms loading and unloading, or more so, I mean unloading round bales from the trailer when we haul round bales home. Gotta keep up on this stuff, or else it'll make time for you. And we want to try to limit that, making time for us to work on the machine. So I just started scraping the barnyard and I noticed that it's rubbing the paint again. Why it is doing that, I have no clue. Why there's grease there, I have no clue. That is... Ha! Oh, you know what it probably is? It's probably this plastic piece here, this... Oh, what do you call this? Like a rub rail or something? Maybe this is... Yeah, I bet you that's what that is from, on both sides. It's a shame, but you know what? It is what it is. I'm gonna try and keep the manure over here this time because it gets too hard when you back the truck and trailer in, because you got to hug that side over there, and if you got to go around a manure pile, it screws your aim up to get backed up to that door right there, the sliding door. So it's just easier to put the manure here. I don't know, I'm having second thoughts now. Seeing the grease on the inside of that loader frame makes me think that I could be possibly over greasing it. So I don't know. It's really hard to tell when to grease these things to keep them maintained. How do you guys go about greasing your skid steers? Do you grease them every time you put fuel in them, or like we do, or like I do, or do you grease your machine after it loads out manure? I don't really have anything else to do today. Might as well take care of it. I am not even going to wash the back end of this thing. If I do, I'll probably end up standing back like that far away from it and just misting the water onto it, and then just not even soaping it, because that decal is staying on if I can help it. The one side don't look bad, this side don't look bad, but the other side, I mean, might as well keep it clean, keep the paint on it at least. For what, 31-year-old skid loader? I was just standing here thinking, as I was soaping the machine, I was like, How many people in the world, in the YouTube community or such, have had or currently do have the toy version of, say, a John Deere 675B, a John Deere 7810, John Deere 7800, 4020, 3010, 5020, 6030 John Deere tractor or skid loader, or, you know, cars, trucks that they currently have. How many people still have the toy version of the real automobile or piece of farm equipment or construction equipment in their life? I'm quite fortunate to be one of those individuals. I think my grandfather might have a toy 4400, and I think I got a 675B toy laying around, and I can't remember if I got a Heston tractor in the midst or not. And I got a couple oddballs. I got a couple internationals and various things like that that I don't have on the farm, that just, well, now I like to try and find things that I currently have, or I should start getting back into it. Either or. I know Dad's got a toy 4020 and a 3010 and a 7800, just like, well, his is a two-wheel drive. I'd like to find a John Deere 6120. I haven't run across a 6120 yet. If I have, they are out of state. I'm looking for things in Ohio. If I found a 6120E, it's not a 6120E, it's like a 5175 or something, but it's similar, but I don't have the loader. I'd like to find a complete machine with a loader or another skid steer like the New Holland. I'd like to find another New Holland primarily, or a New Holland tedder, or a mower, or a rake dolly with the two rakes, but I know that the rakes are sold individually. Yeah, we might have to do that one video, guys. Just kind of sit down and go through all my toys and die-cast stuff and just kind of see what all I got and kind of reminisce on that kind of stuff. I know the majority of you would enjoy it, you agricultural farmers. The city, it's not so much. That's where the haters hate me, but you know what? I don't care. I really don't. I don't know, I just thought it'd be something different. Yeah, I know I got a couple Alice Chalmers and international tractors. I think I even have an international feed grinder. I'd ideally like to find a New Holland 355 grinder. That would just be, you know, that would be just be cool. But if I ever found one at a yard sale or something, you know, I don't know, but why am I wanting to spend money? I got bigger and better things to catch or invest in, but hey, you know, it's always nice to reminisce on items like that you've had throughout your childhood.